I have to share one of the sweetest stories of people going above and beyond to help a stranger. We need these stories more than ever now. And it starts with Elton and Tracee, a couple who are at a gas station. They met an older man on his way to Wisconsin to see his family, but he was very, very lost. So Elton and Tracee decided to help him in a big way. First, they guided him to his destination, but that's just where this nearly 1,800-mile story begins. We have Elton and Tracee on the line to tell us everything that happened. Hey, how are y'all doing?
We're great. How are you?
Oh man, I'm actually having an awesome day, and it was very much needed. So yes.
Yeah.
Well, tell us more about Dennis and meeting him.
Well, we just happened to be going into the gas station that morning, and I seen him walking in, and I have a tendency to talk to people, so I just said, "Hey, good morning, and how's your day going?" And that's when he told me, he's like, "Well, I'm lost again," and he had a piece of paper in his hand with written directions on it. I asked him where he was trying to get to. He said he was trying to get to Freemont, Wisconsin to go see his son. And so I took a look at the directions that he had, and they didn't really correlate with where we were at. So I knew he had been turned around at that point. So I Googled Fremont, Wisconsin, got the directions on my phone, and I told him, I said, well, let's come inside. We'll write you out some new directions, and we'll get you on your way, and get you where you need to go. When I come back out, I noticed he had a newer truck. And I thought, well, I bet he's got navigation in that thing. And I don't know why he hasn't been using it. He told me he'd been driving since Friday morning. And I thought, it is Friday morning. And I thought, oh, he meant last Friday. And that's when I found out he was coming from Arizona to Wisconsin. And so I thought, well, let me throw this in your GPS and get it going for you. And then he asked me on a couple times within a couple of minutes how to get back to the interstate. Well, that's when the red flags kind of went up, and because you could see the interstate from the pilot station that we were at. So at that point, I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and give him my business card and give him my phone number just in case he gets turned around and he needs to call. So that's what I did. And sure enough, about 15 minutes later, he called.
So Tracee, you ended up having to trail him, right?
Well, so when he called us, he was confused again. The road that he was on was 74, and it merges with 80 at one point. He knew from what we had told him that he wasn't supposed to get off 74 until he got to 88. So when that little voice started chirping from the radio telling him he was on 80, he got confused. So he calls Elton, and I hear him over the phone say, I got turned around, and I just went ahead and turned around in the median because the grass wasn't too long. And as soon as he said that, Elton held the phone away from his ear and looked at me, and he just said, "Are you ready to go to Wisconsin?" And I mean, we had kind of already talked about it. We had already pretty much decided if something came up, that's what we were going to do. So that's what we did. We had Dennis trail us in his truck. It was about a 2.5-hour trip to Madison. And we got there and we met his son. They said their hellos and had their hugs. And that was where we kind of said our goodbyes.
But that wasn't actually the last time you saw Dennis though, right?
It was not. We had decided to keep in touch with him. And a couple days later, Elton gave him a call to see how he was doing, how the visit was going. Yeah. And it kind of became apparent to him during that phone call that there are some circumstances that weren't going to allow them to help him get back home. And he intended to drive himself. So again, I get a phone call, and he says to me, "Are you ready to go?" But this time, of course, it's to Arizona. And again, let's just do it, It was 1,664 miles that we traveled together, and it just needed to be done. That was the only option for us.
What great hearts y'all have. This is so amazing. So how did you get back home after getting Dennis to Arizona?
A network in Madison actually showed our TikTok and did a story. And about 5 minutes after that aired, another Good Samaritan jumped on board and called the radio or the TV station and offered to pay for our flights home. But that is a prime example of the outpouring of love and support and, everything that we received and that Dennis received, which in turn, of course, has inspired us again to kind of continue with this adventure and start a nonprofit organization. We actually have a fundraiser going right now for Mr. Dennis and that will benefit veterans and Alzheimer's organizations. So we want to continue to inspire others to do good.
Yeah, I mean, what a great thing to start. I mean, there's obviously this is just one case. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out there that need help. And so this is a really important thing you're doing. And you two have such amazing hearts. You are both literally just little angels on this planet. And thank you so much for sharing this story and just for being you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.